Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to take the air fryer on a full course adventure. We're going to go from savory salmon patties to crispy garlic potato pops. Then we're going to finish with air fried apple wedges dipped in caramel whipping cream. So if you're hungry for easy mouth-watering magic, you're in the right place. So come on, go with me and let's get cooking. Because of our cooking times in the air fryer, we're going to start with our potatoes. Now the recipe calls for 2 large potatoes. Mine are not large, they're about a medium. So I'm going to get started simply by peeling my potatoes and then getting them cut up. Put it in a pot of water on the stove and we're going to bring them to a boil. Now I'm going to get these potatoes washed up so we can get them cut. Okay, I've got my potatoes in this pot. I've covered them with water and we're going to bring them to a boil. Now I am going to go ahead and get my salmon patties mixed up. So I've got me a little bowl right here and I'm cutting this recipe down because I don't need the big can of salmon. I will have leftovers, but it's just going to be me eating this. So I'm going to use 2 of the 2.5 ounce packs of the Alaskan pink salmon. It's skinless and boneless. My potatoes are boiling, so that's good. So in your bowl, you want to put your salmon. I'm just going to take this little fork and just kind of break that up a little bit. I'm going to use 1 egg. One tablespoon of mayonnaise. I'm going to start with about 1/8 of a cup of breadcrumbs. A little dash of lemon juice. Use fresh if you have it. We're going to use about 1/8 of a teaspoon of dill. About 1/8 of a teaspoon of onion powder. 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to salt to taste, and I'm going to add black pepper to taste. I'm also going to mix in a little bit of parsley. And we're just going to mix all this up in this bowl until it's well combined. If I need to add some more breadcrumbs, I will. I think I do need some more breadcrumbs, so I'm just going to add, I'm not going to measure them, I'm just going to pour some in here. Okay, I think this is going to work for me. My potatoes are about ready to take off the heat and get them mashed. So I'm going to put a lid on this and I'm going to sit this in the refrigerator until I get the potatoes all mixed up. Okay, I'm going to drain my potatoes. The next step is to mash your potatoes until they're smooth. For my potatoes, and all that is potatoes. There is no butter in there. There is no milk, nothing. It's just potatoes that are mashed. So we're going to add our seasonings in now. You're going to start with a teaspoon of garlic powder. And I think I'm actually going to go with probably about 1/2 of a teaspoon. Thereabouts, not quite a whole teaspoon, simply because I'm very sensitive to garlic. I think that's all I'm going to put in them. So you can season this to taste. 1 teaspoon of onion powder, and now I am going to use the whole teaspoon of that. 1 teaspoon of paprika. Now you could use smoked paprika if you'd like. And I'm going to salt and pepper to taste. Now I'm just going to take a spoon and I'm just going to mix all those seasonings in with the potatoes. Just mix it thoroughly. Now here is where I'm going to go ahead and start preheating my air fryer. You want to preheat it at 400 degrees. Now I will turn it down to 390 degrees about halfway through when I put my salmon patties in, because they need to cook at 390. So if I need to cook my potatoes just a little bit longer, that will be just fine. You're going to need some cornstarch. Now I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons. I can adjust it as needed. I can always add more if I need to, but I can't take it away. So there's 1 and 2. Let's get that mixed in. You're wanting to form sort of a dough. That's the consistency that it's going to be. Now you want it to be a thick dough because you're going to be rolling these into balls. I'm just checking to see if I have the right consistency. I think that probably needs 1 more tablespoon of cornstarch. Hands are clean, freshly washed. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my hands to get all of that cornstarch fully incorporated. That way I can feel the dough and make sure that it's the right consistency. I think that is probably going to be the right consistency for me. My air fryer is almost finished preheating, so let's get these rolled up into balls. The texture is almost like a Play-Doh texture, maybe just a little bit softer. Now I've got my air fryer basket over here at the stove, and I've put my liner in it. Now this recipe for me made 10 of these balls that are this size. I don't know what size to tell you they are. I don't know. 2 bites maybe, 3 tops. But anyway, my 2 medium potatoes made 10 of these. So that's enough for me to eat at least twice, if not 3 times, depending on what you're eating with them. And I'm planning on eating mine with the salmon patties, and I'm going to make me a small garden salad. So anyway, I have these in the air fryer. And the recipe does say to lightly spray them with a cooking spray. Doing this is supposed to ensure even browning. We're going to lightly spray them. Uh-oh, I'm out. Let me grab another can. Okay, let's try this again. I've got a new can. That is much better. Okay, I'm going to actually turn these over and spray the other side to make sure that everything is coated. Okay, I've got them turned over. We'll spray this side. Okay, now we're going to pop these in the air fryer on 400 degrees for 10 minutes. Then we're going to take them out and we're going to add our salmon patties in, turn the temp down to 390, and continue to cook them for another 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, while my potatoes are cooking, we've already got our salmon patty mixture mixed up. It's been in the refrigerator. I am going to go ahead and get these pattied out and get them ready to go in the air fryer, because we have about 8.5 minutes till they can go in. Just going to take the lid to this little bowl, and I'm just going to stack them on that. Now I'm thinking I'm probably going to get, I don't know. I'm not going to make these real big. I'm just going to make them about that size right there. I'm just going to lay them over here on this lid. So I'll get them all pattied out. So this is going to make me about 4. Decent size. This one right here may be a little bit bigger than the rest of them. So I've got 4 salmon patties. We're going to set these to the side. We've got about 6.5 minutes left, and they'll go in. Here are the potato pops. They're at the halfway mark. I've taken them out. We're going to scooch them over and add the salmon patties in. Okay, we got a scooch. I don't want to crowd anything because we want it to all get finished at the same time. These potato pops are looking really good though. Okay, I've got them scooched over enough, and I think we can add these in safely. Got one of them trying to fall apart on me. Can't have that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to spray the top of these salmon patties with a little bit of this cooking spray. We're going to pop them in a 390-degree air fryer for around 10 to 12 minutes. I'll check them at 10. Okay, in the meantime, we need to make us a couple of sauces. So we need to make us a garlic butter sauce for our potato pops. But we need to make a whipped cream caramel sauce for the cinnamon apples that we're going to be making in the air fryer. So we're going to start with the caramel whipped cream sauce first, because it needs to sit in the refrigerator for a little while before we actually eat it. So let's get started with that. Now you're going to need you some kind of caramel sauce, and I have this hanging out in my pantry, so this is what we're going to use. Now there is an actual recipe, it tells me how much, but I'm not going to follow that recipe. I'm just going to kind of do what I want to do, because all you're doing is you're going to mix this caramel about that much with some of this whipped cream. This one I'm using because it's in my fridge. You can use whatever you want to. You're just going to put some of that off in there too. Now it says about 4 ounces, but that's for 2 apples, and I'm only doing 1 apple. So let's get this mixed up. Now I'm just going to take a spoon and I'm just going to mix it right here in this little bowl. If I feel like I need some more caramel sauce, I'll put some more in there. And I probably do. Let's add some more. It smells really good though. You just want to mix it till it's smooth. Okay, let's get this in the refrigerator and let it get nice and chilled, and let those flavors mingle together. Now this next sauce, it's for our potato pops. So you're going to take you, oh, I don't know, 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to go with 2. Now I'm going to put that in the microwave and I'm going to melt it down. Now my salmon patties aren't ready yet, but these potato pops, they're ready to come out of here. I don't want them to overcook, so we're going to go ahead and rescue them and get them out of this air fryer. They look really good. They're supposed to be nice and brown, and they are. So we're going to put these on this plate. We're going to pop these salmon patties back in for, they still had about 2 minutes left. I'm going to pop them in for those 2 minutes and we'll check them again. Now meanwhile, we're still over here making our garlic butter sauce for these potato pops right here. So I've got my melted butter and I'm going to put me some garlic powder in it. Now I'm going to leave that up to you as to how much you use. That's probably going to be enough for me. I'm also going to add in some parsley flakes. Let's get that all mixed up. I'm going to take each one of these and I'm going to roll it around in this garlic butter sauce. And put them back on this plate. We don't want them drenched in it. We just want them to have a nice little taste of it. Give it some nice little flavor. Okay, so here are my crispy air-fried salmon patties and my golden potato puffs. These look and smell delicious. I'm going to be eating mine with a small side salad. So let me go get that made up. We'll get these on a plate and we'll give them a taste. Okay, I've got my salmon patty on here. I'm going to get me a couple of these potato puffs. Okay, got me a little bit of salad. So I've just got romaine lettuce, a couple of grape tomatoes, and a couple of slices of cucumber with some shredded cheese on top. And we're going to get us a little bit of ranch dressing. That is a good looking plate of food. I'm not going to taste test that salad because I know that's good. I eat that all the time. But we're going to taste test these two right here. Okay, y'all, let's give it an old taste test. Now, I've had salmon patties before. I love them. Love salmon patties. But I've actually never cooked them in the air fryer. And I've never made or eaten the potato pops is what these were called. So we're going to try. I'm not going to taste test this salad. Y'all, I eat salad all the time. I know it's good. But we're going to taste the salmon patty. That's good. Wow. The salmon patty in the air fryer is really good. Much healthier than frying. But I get it. If you don't have an air fryer, and a lot of people don't, there's no shame in your game. Fry them on top of the stove. That's how I used to do it. So we're going to try a potato pop. These are nice and brown. They've been dipped in a garlic butter sauce. Let's see how they taste. Okay. Oh, that's good. That is good. I know I've got a weird look on my face, but it reminds me of something, and I was trying to figure out what it was. The outer part reminds me of a potato skin. The texture of it. And the inside is nice and creamy. This is good. Yeah. I would definitely make those again. Okay. I hadn't forgot about our air fried apples yet. We'll get to those. I'm going to go eat first. Then we'll make our air fried apples. My brunch with the air fried salmon and the potato pops and the little salad was delicious. Now I'm going to move on to the air fried apple wedges with caramel whipped cream dipping sauce. Now I made the whipped cream dipping sauce earlier, and it's been in the refrigerator just chilling out. I'm going to add about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of butter to this bowl. Now you want to get you an apple. Now the recipe actually calls for 2. I'm going to leave the full recipe down in the description box below, along with a recipe for the salmon patties and the potato pops. So I'm just going to take 1 apple, and I've already washed it, but I'm going to slice it into wedges. Now I'm not peeling mine. It doesn't say to peel it. Now it calls for Gala apples. I don't have Gala apples. I have Cosmic Crisp, and that's going to be fine. I promise. It'll be fine. Now it says to cut this into quarters, but I'm not. I'm cutting it a little smaller than that. I'm just cutting mine into these chunky strips is what I'm going to call them. I'm going to pop this in the microwave to melt it down. Okay, I've got my butter melted down, and I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon in with the butter. I'm going to get that cinnamon mixed in with that butter real good. Now you're going to take your apples and you're going to put them in this bowl. Now you want to preheat your air fryer at 400 degrees for about 3 minutes. But you're going to take these apples that you've got in this cinnamon over here, and you're just going to toss them around and get them all mixed up in that so that all of the apples are coated in the cinnamon and butter. My air fryer is preheated, so I've taken my basket out. I'm going to put me a liner in it. And I'm going to take these apples that we've got in this cinnamon butter, and I'm going to put them in a single layer in this air fryer basket. Okay, I have my apples in a single layer. I'm going to pop this in the air fryer on 400 degrees. It says between 6 and 8 minutes, but I'm going to check mine at 4 because I may actually check them at 3 because I did cut mine smaller than the recipe said. So they will probably get done quicker, so I'll check them sooner. Okay, while the apples are cooking in the air fryer, we're going to take 3 tablespoons of sugar, put them in a bowl. To this sugar, you want to add a half of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Just get that all mixed up together. My apples are out of the air fryer. Mine did cook for the full 6 minutes. Now you can leave yours in there for 8, but they are supposed to be wedges and not sliced like that. So anyway, these were in for 6 minutes. We're going to toss them in the cinnamon sugar, and then we'll taste test them with the whipped caramel dip. So I've got my bowl of cinnamon sugar right here, and I'm just going to take these apple wedges and I'm going to toss them over here in it. You want to take it and you just want to toss them in that sugar like that. Get them all nice and coated. Now let's get our dip. Okay, y'all, let's get us an apple. We got our sauce, our dipping sauce. Oh. Keith's sitting over here, that's why I keep looking over there. That is delicious. You want to buy it?
Why not?
Keith's going to taste it too. That's good.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm gonna roly-poly it in there, I guess.
Pretty good.
Thumbs up, everybody.
They can't see you thumbs up.
There it is.
Thank you, sir. He says pretty good. I say delicious. I'm eating another one. And just like that, we've turned simple ingredients into an air-fried feast. So which dish are you diving into first? Savory, crisp, or sweet? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any more recipes. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.